सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतः चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सताम् वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदम् तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्। श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात्। With satsankalpa in the heart, whether it is artha, arthartha, jignasu or the mumukshu, when we approach on the path towards the Lord, seeking refuge at the feet of the Lord, trusting and completely believing in the fact that the Lord does take care. Having complete belief and trust in His providence. When a devotee sets forward in this particular path, Lord does send the proper person to instruct such a devotee into the right path. Even if that devotee is not mature enough, He will send someone to make sure that he takes the perfect path towards God in the most mature manner. Yam esha vrunute tena labhyaha. This is the Upanishadic statement, which has three meanings. Yam, Bhaktaha yesha paramatmanaha vrunute chooses, when the bhakta chooses the Lord as the only refuge, though the Lord says, Sarva dharman parityadya mam ekam sharanam vraja, aham tva sarva papebhyaha mokshayishyami masucha. What he means is, stop taking the other dharma, anyan dharman. When you abide in that particular faith, firm faith, that the Lord alone takes care, says the best will happen to you as a devotee. This is the promise from the Lord. And we take too literally the word meaning there. Lord, tried everything else. Nothing works. So let me try if you work. Sarva dharman. I have tried all other dharmas. Now as a last refuge I am trying you. Let me see if you work. This is our trust. This is our faith in Lord. But the Lord says that when you anyan dharman tyajya, when you take that first step towards the Lord chooses that kind of the devotee, whatever be the intention, whether it is for artha, whether it is for arthartha or jignasu or a mumukshu. This is one meaning. The second meaning is yam paramatmaha, when the Lord himself, when he chooses. In Urdu there is a saying, Khuda meherban to ghada pahalwan. Which approximately translates to, even if you are a donkey, an ass of a person, if his grace showers, anything can happen. This is the second meaning. And the third meaning is yam sishyaha. The Sishya, when they have that intensity towards this path, Guruhu labhyate vrunute. The Guru chooses such one. He finds such a student and approaches such a student. Now we find all three mixed in this situation. And then when asked, this Sishya, Dhruva, very firm in conviction that which is not being given to me by my own father, let me get something so unachievable by anybody. And then Narada in his own style says, Beta, all this is not necessary. Think of the Lord. He says, no. मेरा दिल टूट गया है. And that's what he says. सुरुच्या दुर्वचोर बाणैहि न भिन्ने श्रयते हृदि. My heart has been like shattered because of Suruchi's hurtful words. So whatever good words that you have been saying are going in, and the container of my heart is so shattered that it cannot contain your good words. Now to such a one, Naradji says, Jananya bhitah panthaha savai nishreyasasya Bhagavan Vasudevastam bhajatat pravanatmana. Probably in earlier days, even in they scold, even when they say something, there was satvikata in their scolding. unlike today. If you look at the same situation as Dhruva is in now, probably Suruchi would have cursed him and then said that you are such a Neecha Nikrushta Vyakti, that I am such a Durlabha Yoni, that to be born in such things, you are not worthy enough. As I was mentioning it yesterday, चुल्लू भर पानी में डूब मरो, तुम्हें यहाँ आने का हक भी नहीं है. Don't even have the right to come here. But whereas she says, though you are not qualified, I'll tell you the way how you can be qualified. And what is the method? Go worship Narayana. Even in the Durukti, see, that is the difference between Satya Yuga and Kali Yuga. Kali's son is Durukti. Kali's byproduct is Durukti. Wherever Kali has to be coming in, his ambassador is Durukti. It starts with Durukti, with bad words. But even then there were those bad words, it was leading towards the Lord. This is what Naradji also praises. Though she said something so hurtful, one good thing that she said, Nishreyasya, that which is absolute good for you that she has suggested is to take this path towards Narayana. Because it is only in Narayana, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Mokshakyam, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. All these find their meaning only when it is towards the Lord. And there is a beautiful interpretation for this Purushartha. Your Artha and Kama have their meaning if the Artha, meaning the wealth, is for Dharma, doing righteous deeds, and your Kama, desire, is for Moksha. If Artha and Kama are like the flowing waters, there's a constant flow, which is true. Artha never stays, it flows. Even though you want to grab on it, it keeps flowing. Kama is also a flow, it never stays, it keeps going. Both of these flowing find their meaning and can be channelized only if Artha is in the boundaries of Dharma and Kama is in the boundary of Moksha. And that too towards Narayana. Ekameva harehe tatra karanam padasevanam. It is only Hari who can hurry you up into that final abode. So he says, Tattat gaccha badrante yamunayas tatam shuchihi punyam madhuvanam yatra sannidhyam nityadaharehe. Go to this Yamuna Nadi Tira, and there is this beautiful place called Madhuvana. And that Madhuvana is where Lord Narayana in different forms lives there, resides there. This is way back in Satya Yuga, huh? And probably that is why he chose to Madhuvana, probably Mathura. So that is where you go and perform your, it's a probability. Huh? कल कोई मेल आ जाएगा. What is the proof? It is good one way. I have people checking on me because these videos are posted on web. It's good. So it's a probability that this Madhuvana could be Mathura. He says, go to that place and says, Snanam tasmin krutva, in that Yamuna Nadi, having purified your body, Then sit on the seat of meditation or sit wherein all your organs of perception action are withdrawn from their activities. Pranayamena trivruta pranendriya manomalam shanehi yudasya. Slowly pull your mind back off these worldly things, and with the pranayama balance your breath and take off into the inner world. How do you take off? By balancing your breath in that Hrit Kamala, in the lotus heart of yours. Meditate on that Lord who is eager to bless you. See, that is the best part, right? Which format of Lord you worship is your choice. He doesn't say that I am going to be in this form and you worship me in only this form. Yatha bhavam tatha upasanam. They say, when you want something, why do you worship somebody who is closing his eyes? If you are doing a dhyana of the Lord who is also in dhyana, तो उनको कौन जगाएगा भैया? So worship that Lord who is eagerly waiting for the devotee to bless him with all good things that could happen to that devotee. He is eagerly waiting, and that eagerness can be seen in his eyes. So think of that Lord in your heart. And how is he? The whole presence of that Lord is so amazingly beautiful, soothing. Prasadabhimukham shashvat prasanna vadanekshanam sunasam subhruvam charukapolam surasundaram. How is he? Prasadabhimukham. When you are thinking of somebody, who that somebody is reflects in your face. Isn't it? Now suddenly if they, while mentioning about the Lord, you mention of somebody who is worthless, you suddenly feel the flow being corrupted by that mention of that other person. Why did you even mention of that person? That can be seen on the face. The thought of the Lord is so beautiful, of this particular Lord Narayana in your own heart, that the pleasantness of his presence reflects on your face. Like somebody who has been working in hot sun. It's not unlike these kids who come to get this NSC. That's what it is called. NHS. And I said, Swamiji, I need to do some service. For what? So that I can sign in their papers. I need to do 6 hours of service. आ जाओ एक Saturday. And this particular Saturday I'll be doing this kind of a digging work. Do you have some other work? So service is not your choice, it's my choice. Come. Those fellows come, I give them a spade. After digging 2-3 inches, I need a break. Another 2-3 inches, another break. By the time they have gone that much deep, Swamiji, I'm feeling really tired. Do you have a Gatorade? कौन किसकी सेवा कर रहा है? You are supposed to come and serve. ये उल्टा सेवा मुझे करना पड़ता है. भैया लेट जाओ, मैं तो पैर हाथ भी दबा दूंगा. I'm not talking of that kind of work wherein you are really into it and hard working in the hot sun. You work for 7-8 hours continuously. Tired of that. you come under a beautiful shady tree. With that water that you wash your face. Before refreshing anything, you just sit there, relaxed, tired under that shady tree. Because of that hot breeze from outside under the shade, suddenly gets 10 degrees less. And when it goes through that sweaty face of yours, the coolness of that breeze, what a relief. Santapta bhakta jananam, of the people who are so tossed in their worldly heat, that the mention, that the very thought of the Lord in their own heart is so beautiful. Prasadabhimukham. The moment you think of that Lord in your heart, that pleasantness reflects on your face. Shashvat prasanna vadane kshanam. That is the effect of his prasanna vadana. Sunasam subhruvam charu kapolam. Charu means something which is so good. Don't say that to a person from Andhra. In Andhra, charu means rasam. No, here charu means something else. Charu means something that is so beautiful. Charu kapolam. The lalata is so beautiful. The eyes are so pleasant. The smile is, I think, million times better than Mona Lisa. It's supposed to have a better, beautiful smile, right? I'm still trying to find the beauty there. I have tried different angles. ऊपर से, नीचे से, साइड से, सब ट्राई किया. Where here in the Lord's face, you don't need to try. The moment you look at it, you can feel it. You can see it there. He says, Tarunam Ramaniyangam Aruneshta Kshanadharam. How is his body? Tarunam, ever youthful. ऐसा नहीं है a devotee आएगा. He's been waiting for the devotee to come, right? That's the kind of Lord. Eagerness is shown. He's been so long waiting because nobody visits him nowadays. He looks tired. He looks so tired and dilapidated. No, we are not talking that. Tarunam, he is so ever youthful. Every limb of his just radiates that youthfulness. Tarunam. And then he says, Aruneshta Kshanadharam. And his lips are red like the pomegranate. So beautiful are the lips. Pranatashrayanam nrumna Sharanyam Karunarnavam Shrivatsankam Ghanashyamam Purusham Vanamalinam Shankachakra Gada Padmaihi Abhivyakta Chaturbhujam. And our Narayana is a multitasker. With two hands we think we can do a lot, right? And the best example that I can give is this. Multitasking. Do I need to explain what it was? Imagine he has 4 hands. And each hand is specifically dedicated. Shankha, Chakra, Gadha, Padma. Padmaihi Abhivyakta Chaturbhujam. Radiating beautiful form with 4 arms. Shankha, the first wireless service. Oh, Shankha doesn't have any wires. No charging required. The moment you touch it to your lips, it only discharges. There is no charging required. Ever charged. The first indication that the Lord gives is with the good words of the well-wisher. Shankha. Wirelessly. He sends it through different people. Beta Sudharja. Here I should be impartial. Beti tu bhi Sudharja. He sends in different sources. Do we pay attention to it? No. We brush them aside. In fact, not about the outside people or outside circumstances that keep giving us information. Our own body gives us information. Kalaha gacchati kridati ayuhu. One after the other, the year passes by, giving us different indications. I think the best part was, I was in Hyderabad, I think. And then I went for a haircut in the saloon. And I said, who was your, the barber while cutting, they talk too much. So I said, who was your earlier barber? किसको याद रहता है? आइटिनरी में लगा के रखूंगा क्या? This was the barber, this was his Jat Kundali, and he was born in this nakshatra, in this I said, I don't know. I said, why? He said, one side of your hair is taller or longer than the other side. It didn't click then what he was talking about. Maybe in couple of days or couple of weeks, I was at somebody's office and the AC vent was exactly on top of my head. And that is when I realized the first indication. There was a small little golf course on top. Clean. It's getting cleaned. And the white hair. Then the eyes, the sight increases. And as the sight increases, it's not something very positive statement. When the sight increases, the vision decreases. They are inversely proportional. They are all indications. Yeah, Shighram Kuru, hurry up. And probably that is why Gurudev also said, hurry home to your original home, Swasthala. Hurry, go. And we are like, aaj kare so kal kare so parso. That which you have to do today, do it tomorrow. That which you have to do tomorrow, do it day after. What is there a hurry? There are years to live by. Never mind. Keep postponing it, procrastinating it. So that is a Shankha. Then Padma, delicate touch. They say when there is real health issue, something conks off. The way people view their own life changes. एक छोटा सा झटका धीरे से till then, like, arrogant and what is it that I cannot achieve? एक छोटा सा or somewhere one corner of your cranium, one weird nerve end, it splits. You say, hey, move, hand move. Your head moves, but hand doesn't move. You know what is it called? Stroke. That is the stroke from the Lord. Yeah, hurry up. You ain't having much of time. This is the whole perspective changes. But then, as we are, I should call it thick-skinned or dense. Both mean same. What do? So far what we have put, conserved, lot of money, lot of assets, we spend. See, we have spent our health in gaining that asset. And what do we use that asset for? Trying to cover up for the health that we have lost, age that we have lost. But yeah. So that pushpa, the touch, jhatka, we don't get. We need something more powerful. Then one after the other, if there is a fan-like rotation, and there are 4 or 5 blades, but instead of blades there are mace, gada. Okay. Don't say it with the Mahaprana. The is the Alpa Prana, the is the Mahaprana. The Gada is meant for the Gadha. That will differentiate the meaning. So instead of the blade, if there are 4 or 5, Gada, mace, and then it is on a rotation, spin. And what is there in front? Is a tangential angle just receiving edge. Is our face. It's not one thing that comes, it comes like with a storm of events wherein we become so disoriented. Why? Jag ja re jag ja. Somewhere wake up. So he is there with the multitasked Chaturbhujakara. Kiritinam kundalinam keyuravalayanvitam kaustuva bharanagrivam pita kausheyavasasam. Beautiful silken cloth, yellow in color, radiant yellow in color. Kiritinam kundalinam keyuravalayanvitam. He has kirita, beautifully studded with all different kinds of jewels, different kinds of money. Kaustuva bharanagrivam. There are different kinds of necklaces on his griva, from his kantha to the lower part of his chest. And it is said in the 49th shloka that he has on his legs, as he is standing in front of you, the beautiful legs, pinkish reddish in color, with a background of yellow. Can you imagine that? And there is a Nupura. Nupura, his anklets, golden in color. He says, O Dhruva, sit with your prana and apana balanced. There are many meanings to that statement. The one meaning that I can immediately share with you is, prana is something that goes in. Apana is when it goes out. A balance between input and output. What goes in has no control in our system presently, and what goes out into the world also doesn't have a control. Sometimes we are supposed to be in, we are out there, we don't know how to get back in. Hanging somewhere. अभी लटके हुए हैं. 20 साल बाद, 20 years later, where are you? Still in that event. No, it is not a nostalgic, something sweet memory. No, it is something which is so harsh, deep, painful, you are still hanging in there. त्रिशंकु जैसे लटके हुए. No, get a balance in prana and apana, in and out. And then, not thinking about anything regarding the world, sitting there with the control of the breath, the mind totally dedicated at the heart, wherein you are thinking of this beautiful Lord. Evam, this is in the 52nd shloka. Evam bhagavato rupam subhadram dhyayato manaha nivritya paraya turnam sampannam na nivartate. Let your mind be soaked. Let your mind completely involve only in the thought of the Lord. Nothing but this beautiful form that I have explained, O Dhruva. And then, as an offering to that God, Japyascha paramo guhyaha shruyatam me nrupatmaja yam saptaratram prapatan uman pashyati khecharan. Hey Nrupatmaja, hey Rajkumara, I'll tell you that beautiful mantra, by repeating continuously for 7 days, you can see such beautiful things with the repetition of this mantra. And what is that mantra? He says, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Mantrena Nena Devasya Kuryad Dravyamaim Buddha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Iti Mantram. What is a mantra? Mananat Trayate Iti Mantraha. By repeating which something is destroyed. Mananat Trayate. Mananat, by repeating, contemplating on which, Trayate, something gets destroyed. What gets destroyed? The one who is putting effort to get beyond everything, that individuality gets destroyed. So that beautiful mantra, O Dhruva, I am giving it to you. Having received this message from Naradji, with rapt attention that Dhruva was listening, he did not ask Naradji, I am writing notes. Can you come again, please? What exactly did you say then? That is called Eka Chittagrata. When the mind is so fresh and available that there is no necessity for anything to be recorded, reminded or remembered. It just gets soaked in. See, we saw another such young lad, I should say, is Nachiketa. And the Trinachiketa Agni, which was explained by Yama in the Kataka Shakha, it is almost like 15-16 chapters, with each chapter having 15-16 cantos, with each canto having sub-chapters. And after Yama has explained, his deal was you should be able to remember it and say it without forgetting a single detail. And Nachiketa just rattles it off. And that is called the Medha Shakti, Dharana Shakti, wherein you are available at that moment. Dhruva says, definitely I will do this paricharya, this kind of worship that is explained by you to me. Iti yuktaha tam parikramya pranamya cha nruparbhakaha. Or Bhaka, the child of the Nrupa. Yayau madhuvanam punyam, he left for Madhuvanam. He searched for the direction. He had a GPS. Well established in his system. Guru Parampara Sampradaya, GPS. He was blessed by that Guru Parampara Sampradaya and he got right direction towards Madhuvana. Tapovanam gate tasmin pravishtontah puram munihi. Having reached there, as he was told by Naradji, he performed his punya bath in that river and sat down with rapt attention on the instructions given by Narada. Now Naradji in his turn, what did he do? He directly left to, after having spoken to this child, he left to meet Uttanapada. Rajan kim dhyayase dirgham mukhena parisushyata kim va narishyate kamaha dharmo varthena samyutaha. Hey Rajan, kim dhyayase dirgham? What are you thinking with such kind of, lost somewhere? कुछ लेते क्यों नहीं? You look so lost and weak. Is it something to do with your dharma, artha, kama, that you have not gained or lost or something? Raja says, Suto me balako brahman. That small little child, when he had come just for asking to sit on my lap and play, I was a moodha. When they say that I was a moodha, they mean it. Meaning, it doesn't past tense that I was moodha. Now I have realized my murkhatva and I am repenting for it. Now I totally repent for having not paid attention to what Dhruva was asking. And since then that he has left, I am so totally disturbed from within. Naradji says, Ma shucha. Ma shucha swatanayam devaguptam vishampate tat prabhavam avijnaya pravangte yadyasho jagat. You don't know what kind of a child you have. In what muhurta you named him Dhruva, I don't know, but he is with such firm conviction, because of whom you will be remembered for ages to come by. Sudushkaram karma kritva. The kind of thing that he will do at that age, he will be remembered for eternity, and because of him, all your Vamsha will be remembered. Be happy that you have such a great son. Now this king also said, okay, if Naradji says so, I don't believe my genetics. But if Naradji says so, definitely there must be some spark divine working. Thus, having heard from Naradji, the king felt really happy. Now this is scene 2. Now scene 3. Cut here and then take to the Tapobhumi where Dhruva is practicing. Now look at this fellow's nishtha. What did he do? This is in the 72nd shloka. Triratrante kapithavadharashanaha. For every, this is like right from the beginning, how did he start his tapasya? For 3 nights, like breaking his tapascharya for every 3 nights, for his taking care of his bodily requirements and other things, every 3rd night he used to take a break. To eat what? To eat some bear phala. Bear are those berries. The same kind which were given by Shabari to Rama. The only difference, he has to search for them. He used to eat once in 3 days. And he lived like this, doing the upasana of Sri Hari for 1 month. And then In the second month, Dvitiyam cha tatha masam shashte shashthe bhako dine. He is to break from his upasana every sixth day, after the sixth day, to eat what? Some leaves or some kinds of grass. There are some kinds of grass which can be eaten, edible. Now, even today when we sit in the lawn, what do? Pull out the strands, clean them very cleanly, pull out all the things, the stalk in between. What do you end up doing with it? Probably, this is again my take on it, is Purva Janma Vasana. Must have been somewhere, or meh. So घास दिखा, मुंह में डाल लिया. Some vasana, shesha. Eat. So he ate for every 6 days once. This is the second month. Tritiyam chananyamasam navame navamehni. Every 9th day he used to take a break. And what did he eat? Abhaksha uttama shlokam upadhavatsa samadhina. He just used to drink water every 9th day. What is his age? Just 5 years of age. Arbhaka, small little kid. The way he starts is every 3 days once that he takes a break. Look at the nishtha. The conviction that with which he sat down, that he said, I will not move out of this unless I achieve it. By the 3rd month, he was just living with water. Chaturtham api vai masam dvadashe hani. In the 4th month, every 12 days break, he is to breathe in once. In Raja Yoga or in Hatha Yoga, there are processes wherein you do prana bandhana. Prana bandhana, wherein you breathe in once and then you don't need to breathe. Something like hibernation. What the frogs and the bears do. They virtually don't breathe. They just go into hibernation. But this is not a standby. Like our computer goes on a standby mode. No, the processing was very active. So his body required not much of energy. So he used to take in breath once in 12 days. The 5th month, Jitashvasaha Nrupatmajaha. He won over his shvasa. He did not even need the necessity to breathe. Dhyayan Brahma Padaikena Tasthau Sthanu Virachala. Sthanuhu Iva Achalaha. And the 6th month, he stood on his 1 foot with the other foot raised. And then he did Tivra Tapasya without moving from that posture. In 1.5 hours, what we sit? Constantly keep moving and moving and moving. No, that was not my bahana to move. I was showing how you move. Last time I showed this, somebody said, हाँ उनका बहाना है, उनको भी हिलना था. Yesterday you should have seen the restlessness. Names after names after names after names coming. pouring down from Bhagavat. And then like people are like, खत्म भी करो भाई, बहुत हो गया, we don't need any more names for our kids, enough, no more names please. The restlessness was increasing, and with the restlessness the body movement was also like, you could see that restlessness precipitating through the body. And here is Dhruva, who is standing on one foot, caring for the rest of the world, saying, my foot. Standing on one foot, with complete attention, rapt attention, with the Lord's name in his heart, with that murti, that beautiful form that Narada had taught him in his heart. Jitashvasaha, he was like one with the totality. The moment in the 6th month he became one with the totality, the prana in the totality as though froze, had no movement. The Vayu in the totality in this universe froze. The first affected were Devaha. They ran to Bhagavan. Deva uchuhu naivam vidamaha Bhagavan pranarodham. We don't know, something is happening, Baba. Bhagavan said, Ma bhaishtavalam tapaso duratyayat. You know, that balaka, he is doing a ghora tapasya. He has become one with my totality. And he has done this prana bandhana with which the whole total Vayu has come to a stabdata. This is called being one with totality, being one with nature, being one with Prakriti. He said, I will take care of that kid. And the gods prostrated to the Lord and left. Now, what happened at Madhuvana while he was doing the 6th month tapasya? 6th month had passed by. Okay, before we proceed further, how many months tapasya he did? We keep hearing it for lifetime. In fact, an amazing fact was, it was in Vijayawada where I was earlier than moving to Dallas. It was my early days wherein I also had to find a venue wherein I could start speaking, find an audience and start speaking, convincing them or confusing them, the initial days. So I went to this place which was called Gita Mandir. So, okay, Chinmay Mission, Bhagavad Gita, Gita Mandir suits well, matching. So I went and spoke to the person in charge, the president. I said, do you have any scope for a speaker to explain on Bhagavad Gita? So he looked through me. I said, कौन महात्मा आ रहे हैं? Who is the Mahatma that is coming? I was like, आपके सामने खड़ा है. This is like in 95. 95 is what? 12 years ago, almost. And तब तो मेरे दाढ़ी मुच्छी भी नहीं आई थी. So he looked at me. I still remember the words. He said, बड़े बड़े महात्मा आके यहाँ बोल के गए, तुम भी ट्राई कर लो. Great Mahatmas have come here and spoken in this particular premises. You also give a try. Try. sometimes reading through Bhagavat, especially yesterday when I was going through this Bhagavat, this particular chapters, there was only one thing that was heavily disturbing. Now I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about my own self. 12-14 saal, 12-14 years have gone by. And what this fellow could achieve in 6 months. Yesterday after a long time I felt, chullu bhar pani mein doob marne ka. And what at age 5 he could achieve with such sincerity, purity and focus. Even after spending for 12-14 years, probably still nowhere nearby, close by. That is why he is, what Naradji says, that he is going to create a history for which you and your whole family will be remembered. He said to Uttanapada. So to such Dhruva, as he was standing there, Savai dhiya yoga vipakati vraya Hrutpadma koshe sphuritam tadita prabham. He was so completely lost that there was no thought in his mind. There was just the presence of the form of Lord and nothing else. And suddenly, that which he was having as a form in his heart sparkled. I mean, like it just shined with life. And the experience was so amazing. I should say the impact of the experience was so startling that he suddenly was shaken from his depths of meditation. And then, after a long time, as though given a shock, he took a breath and opened his eyes to see that form which was in his heart so far was there in front of him in life. Bahisthitam tadavastham dadarsha. As he opened his eyes, there was the beautiful form of the Lord. With that exact smile that Narada had said. See, Narada could not have gone wrong. You and I speaking about can only have an imaginary picture of the Lord. That is why when we look at the Virat Purusha, or the Vishwarupa Sandarshana, wherein it is said, Sahasra Bahu, Sahasra Padma, Sahasra Pada. We only put 2 legs, countless hands and countless heads, because when you put countless legs, it looks disproportionate. The painter's creativity ends when it comes to the feet. That is what we can imagine. And Naradji's was not an imagination. He had a live communication. He used to meet Narayana very often. Naradji was like his ambassador all over in all the different Brahmandas, different creations. He used to travel. It was not like just traveling from this place to that place. His itinerary included traveling through different creations as a representative of the Lord. And he could not have gone wrong in explaining the beauty of the Lord, in giving the exact description of the Lord. And he was amazed looking at the form of the Lord right in front of him. And the moment he saw, his eyes overwhelmed with the presence of the Lord, akarana, just flowed, the tears just were flowing out. And then he had outkantya. He wanted to say something, nothing could come out of his mouth. what we have been imagining, and then we suddenly get some paltry thing. Something even like a stupid Xbox or PSP, and suddenly we get, imagine the boss of this universe standing right in front of you, and you want to say namaskar, and words will not come. Your mind cannot form a word in front of that Lord. Then the Lord smiled at him, as though touched him with his kamala. Beta, samajhta hu. Assuring, I understand what you're going through, I understand. No, I have not been there, I have not done that, but I definitely understand what you're going through. The moment he was touched by the Lord, he started praising the Lord. This itself, Dhruva's stuti, itself can be taken as for a 7-day lecture, or more than that. Yes, he covers everything under the sun which the scriptures talk. See, what Dhruva was speaking was not a scriptural study that he was trying to give a pradarshana before the Lord. What he was the direct experience of that tattva. He was explaining it in his own words, which the scriptures also mention. Thus he was validating what the scriptures say. So he said, Yontah pravishya mama vachamimam prasuptam sanjeevayatyakila shaktidhara svadhamna अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्रणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्ताम्. This is a very Upanishadic statement which is made even in Kenopanishad. Yoऽन्तः सुखोऽन्तरारामः. All my organs of perception and action, as though in your presence, feel enlivened and start functioning. That consciousness within are you standing in front of me. Though you are one, you have the knack of building this multiplicity, wherein each fragment feels separate, but yet is nothing but your own glory. Everything that is there in this world, which is perceived by Brahmaji, who is nothing but your own extension, who took the form from the ocean that you live in, and he created this as though is nothing but your extension being projected in his mind. And he says, Bhaktim muhuh pravahatam tvayi me prasangaha bhuyadanantah mahatam amalashayanam yenanja solbanamaru vyasanam bhavabdhim neshye bhagavat gunakathamrita panamattaha. The one who takes your nama, O Lord, kathamrita panamattaha. It is like an intoxication that you cannot forget the moment you understand the beauty and glory of your name. It is like an addiction. Now such one's kathamrita, the leelas and the stories, Even by the mere thought of it is so beautiful. Now such one who is the cause of this whole universe, Tvam Nitya Mukti Parishuddha Vishuddha Atma. Who are you? Like even in Gurudev's 108 names, the last name that we use, Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupaya Namaha. Nitya Mukta Parishuddha Vibuddha Atma. That which is Nitya, ever existing. The moment we say ever existing, anything that lasts for more than a certain period, what will happen to that in our world? It will get changed in its form. Even though you put it in the refrigerator, it changes its form, right? So anything that which goes beyond the Nityatva, there is some kind of a contamination that can develop. He said, no contamination can develop in your Nityatva because you are Shuddha, Vishuddha, so pure that no contamination can ever touch it. So that which is ever existing, is it under a burden, under a certain cause or some kind of an effect wherein it is imprisoned like? No, it is something which is Mukta, Vibuddha. It is a conscious existence, throbbing in joy. Kuthastha Adi Purusha Bhagavan Stradishaha. Yasmin Viruddha Gatayo Hyanisham Patanti Vidyadayo Vividha Shaktaya Anupurvyat. All pairs of dualities, they come from you and they disappear in you. Both Vidya, Avidya, Prakriti and Purusha, they dance in you, taking your support and taking refuge in you. But how are you? Tad Brahma Vishwa Bhavamekam Anantamadyam Anandamatram Avikaram Aham Prapadye. I worship that Supreme that is in front of me in this form. Having said this, the Lord said, Bhaiya, you didn't say what you want. He says, no, you are the very source because of which my Vak speaks. Now to such one, what do I tell? What is the deepest desire in my heart? You better be knowing it. So the Lord says, Vedaham te vyavasitam hridi rajanya balaka tat prayachhami bhadram te durapameva suvrata. Vedaham, I know what exactly is the desire in your heart, and that prayachhami, I give it to you. Because of the sincerity, because of the focus, because of the complete conviction with which you dedicated your 6 months. Man, imagine 6 months of dedicated effort. Lord is right in front of you. But our sankalpa should be that dhruvavat. Our sankalpa is adhruvavat. ठीक है, spirituality also. So that I feel little cushioned by my own ego that I am spiritual. I am not like others. I go to Chinmay Mission. I speak at Chinmay Mission. And here is this Balaka who says, 6 months, you got it. It is a conviction. Born out of the conviction is the rest of the things. If we have that conviction, there is no further thing that can distract us to anything else in the world. It does not mean that there will be no distraction, there will be no pain, there will be no misery. Purvakatam shesham. Whatever we have done earlier will keep affecting us. We will have to go through it. But the moment we have that focus, born out of this conviction, our own prarabdha will not have that effect to distract us anything else. Nothing else distracts us. It is our own prarabdha which is distracting. Because nothing around happens because of some other cause. Anything that is happening around us for us is because of what we have done earlier. There is no point cursing anybody else. It is my own prarabdha of what I am, who I am, where I am, or what is happening to me. So in spite of that, if we have this conviction, we never lose the focus. And he says, that which you are asking, O Dhruva, as the deepest desire of yours, of the Dhruva Loka, which will be called after you, around which this whole universe will be rotating, that which will stay in its position, other than nakshatras and the other, with every kalpa, they go. But you shall stay for eternity. And believe me, prasthite tu vanam pitra datva gam dharma samshrayah षट्त्रिंशद् वर्ष साहस्रम रक्षिताव्याहते इंद्रियः. He says, even your father cannot claim that position. That will be the status that you will gain. Having said that, he says, after your father quits and gives this Rajyabhara to you, षट्त्रिंशत् वर्ष साहस्रम, 36,000 years you will rule the kingdom, expanding the kingdom. And then he says, now one may think, O Lord, it is so good of you who have blessed me to rule for 36,000 years. But what if my body does not have the energy? What if my indriyas, like we see, right? After a certain age, we cannot see, we cannot hear. Earlier, we volunteered not to see, not to hear. Now practically we cannot see, we cannot hear, we cannot do anything after a certain age. Now what is the use of 36,000 years? It will be more like a curse. He said, no. Rakshita avyahata indriyaha. You will have the sushtu, like the firm body with all avyaya working functional even on the 36,000 year, the last moment. Then he shares what will happen in the future. He says that your brother will be killed while he is going in a forest for hunting, for pleasure. In search of him, your mother also will perish in that forest. Your mother, the stepmother, Suruchi, the mother of Uttama, will also perish. As of you, you would be the king, and then at the end, Lord says, Satya ante mam samsmarishyasi. At the end, you will leave this world thinking of me merged in me. And this is the extra that the Lord has given him, assured him. Maitreya says, this Balak Dhruva did all the worship of the Lord to his heart's content and saw that Lord disappearing right in front of his eyes. As he was coming back home, he felt disheartened. You know why? Not because he saw Lord. Because that Lord for whom great munis do tapasyarya for lives together, he had the darshan of that Lord right in front of him in 6 months. Before he could turn 6, he saw the Lord. For what? For a stupid reason called I need something which is permanent, which is not shaken by anybody else. In our native language, we have a saying that somebody who swam across the 7 oceans in the world, as he was entering into his house, fell in the drainage in front of his house. That's how he felt, so belittled for himself in front of his own eyes. Why? So how stupid could I be that the Lord was there in front of him and then I was with this stupid ego of mine which was hurt because of Suruchi. And then I put so much of effort for such paltry thing. The Lord was there in front of me to give me anything. And all that I could ask, hey Lord, I don't want you. ये थोड़ा इतना दे दे. The Lord says, whatever you want. And what does he ask? Peanuts, mungfali, time pass. He felt so bad for himself as he was walking past. But then he had a assurance for himself. At least at the end of this 36,000 years, which will be like a penance for me to go through, without the vision of the Lord, without the complete merging into the Lord, had to stay like this. But at least at the end, I have an assurance that I will merge into that Lord. So as he was coming by, this information that he was coming back home reached faster to his house. So Uttanapada, along with lots of Brahmana and then great mantris and all his people with Veda Ghosha, with a big chariot and horses and elephants, went towards Madhuvanam to receive his son. And as he saw his son, he got down of the chariot, ran to him, and the description is so beautiful in the 43rd shloka. He says that when Prema Vihvalaha, he was missing him so badly that he hugged him. But he was so tiny, when you're 5-year-old, 5.5-year-old, tiny, that he was lost in his arms. Somewhere in between he was lost when he hugged him. And he hugged him tight. And then, as his father met him, he prostrated to his father. He prostrated to his stepmother Suruchi. Then Uttama was standing nearby, who had not seen him for more than 6 months. They hugged each other, and then the mother, who was so proud of him, but yet was feeling the pangs of separation for not having seen him, was having tears in her eyes. But the moment she met him, she felt a proud mother. But more than a proud mother, what went through her was the As she touched Dhruva, she felt as though she was touching the Lord himself, because these were the hands which worshipped the Lord directly. This is what Suniti felt. And then they all come back. As they are coming back, Suniti is the proudest one to hear. All the Praja are singing glories of this Dhruva. Now this Dhruva comes back home, and during the course of time, they live a very royal life. Uttanapada was so happy that this, which was already told by Naradji, was what happening in front of him. And he was happy with his son as he was growing in front of him. And then came the day wherein he said, enough of this and I should withdraw. There were no senior citizen homes wherein they had to be forced to retire into or asked to retire into. Or they had not to work in Walmart or Target so that they could fend for them their own social security and insurance to be paid for. Enough, I am done. Let me now focus on Lord. And he withdrew from this worldly life, completely focusing on the Lord. He left for the Aranya, giving this whole Rajya to his son. Now this is the story of Dhruva. Now as predicted by as predicted by the Lord himself, Uttama also goes to this forest, and in a freak accident he gets killed by the Yaksha while he was hunting for the deer. And his mother also, in search of this son, as they both had gone for hunting and she was staying at that hut, and he had gone for hunting, he got killed, and as she was searching for him, it was a forest of dry bamboo. It caught fire, and she caught in the midst of it, and she also died. So keeping that in his mind, that two of his beloved ones were killed by, or the cause was Yaksha, Dhruva takes out his chariot armed with, and single-handedly attacks onto this Yaksha Nagari, Alkapuri as it is called. There he finds that there are almost 360,000 of them, and each one of them with their arrows, bows and everything are ready to attack him as he approached. But he was supposed to be a great archer. The fastness with which he approached, it is explained that before they could react, he already had shot arrows 3 per head. Now you make the calculations. 360,000 times 3. Before they could react. But then they were not somebody who will let go that easily. They attacked 6 times faster than Dhruva. And by the time Dhruva could realize, he was covered, decked with all the arms and ammunition from the Yaksha. And they thought Dhruva is done. The explanation beautifully, it says, as though nadatsu yatu dhaneshu jayakashishvatho murdhe, as though the sun was covered by a cloud and suddenly he came out of those weapons that were hurled at him, and then without looking for any other chance from the Yaksha side, he started creating a very bhayankara situation for the Yaksha. Now seeing this, Manu, his grandfather, came down rushing to him and said, Beta, the one yaksha who did some mistake, okay? I know you have lost your mother and brother, but that doesn't mean that you have to kill all these yakshas, punish them. And the best part in Dhruva was that he did listen to Manu's statement or advice, and he said, okay, I'll withdraw. Having withdrawn from there, Kuberji was happy. Oh yeah, thank you for not killing my people. You left them. You brutally harassed them, but at least you stopped there. Ask for a boon for having let go my people. I know it was their mistake, but still. He says, I don't care for anything. If you want to give, if at all you want to give anything, please bless me to have the chintana of the Lord, nama smarana of the Lord, nirantara, so that I can think of Him every single moment of my living daylights. And then Kuberji said, Tathastu. Then he got married to this beautiful lady called Upe Bhramim Nama Tatsutau Kalpavatsarau. And with this Bhrami, he got two sons. They were Kalpa and Vatsara. And this Mahabali Dhruva had another wife who was the daughter of Vayudeva. Her name was Ila. And to her was born Utkala and Kanyaratna, a daughter and a son. Now regarding with this Vamsha of our Dhruva, we will deal tomorrow. It's also a beautiful charitra of his lineage that followed him in the same footsteps that we will see tomorrow, which will be almost like the 13th or the 14th chapter. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.